back to 607 Ballbusters. Zach here, and I'm going to be talking about the 8 balls that B7 just discontinued earlier on this week, towards the end of last week. 8 bowling balls across, I believe, 5 of the brands. There are 2 spare balls as well, 2 of the Visiballs. The Team Brunswick Visiball is now discontinued, and the DV8, is it Flare or something like that, was discontinued as like a fiery looking spare ball. Packy used it a lot back when he was with DV8, not Brunswick. So those 2 are now discontinued. I'm not going to talk too much on those ones. They're spare balls, so you can pick one up. You can pick a white dot up for 60 bucks. So not going to talk about those, but let's get right into the other 5 brands that have discontinued bowling balls. So we're going to start with Columbia 300. They have 4 balls left in production after the discontinuation of the Super Cooter Power Core Pearl. That was released back on June 12th of 2025, so made it about 8 months. Not a lot of people really threw this one. You didn't see it a whole lot out on tour or anything. Granted, it was also, of course, close to the end of tour season. But even in pro-ams and tournaments and anything throughout the summer, you didn't see it a whole lot. You're not going to see it at all now, or any of the other 4 balls, now that Columbia 300 is not part of the official PBA licensing anymore, with Brunswick deciding to only carry over Brunswick and Hammer as far as apparel goes, and then the other 6 brands as far as equipment goes. Things you can replace the Super Cooter Power Core Pearl with: Crown Victory Hybrid or the Crown Victory Pearl. You could look at an Ebonite Game Breaker 5, that's hard to say fast, or the Hammerhead Pearl. Similar numbers across the board. Crown Victory Pearl, maybe more of the better option, as Brunswick is once again getting rid of a lot of their shiny stuff, especially their shiny symmetrical stuff. You'll see that kind of as this video goes on. Going to Brunswick, the Hypnotize is gone. That got released February 25th of last year, so made it not quite a year. Pretty close. It was supposed to be the hybrid version of the Eyes series, a hybrid Mesmerize. Kind of what they're doing now with the Energize, except the Energize has the Vaporized core instead of the Mesmerized core. So that one is going to be gone. Replacement for that could be the Trek Paragon Shadow or the Hammer Maximum Effect. Paragon Shadow I feel like is kind of underhyped. However, by the same token with that, sales haven't been there, so maybe one that's going to be going away in the next round or 2. Whereas Maximum Effect is a little bit different, but it's another one of the closer representations you can see out of what you can get from Hypnotize that obviously is now going away. We'll do Radical, because Radical's got 3 different... Brunswick has 10 balls left in production, so they're not really hurting. Going to Radical, they have the most discontinued. They had the Power Hitter, which was released back on June 12th of 2025. They have the Snapshot Pearl, which was released January 16th, 2025. And then the quickest ball to be discontinued in history, even quicker than when the Spectre was deemed illegal and taken out of complete consideration, the Snapshot Hybrid. That was released just August 14th of last year. So that one only made it about 5.5, 6 months. None of the 3 of them really got thrown a whole lot. You didn't see it in leagues, you didn't see it in tournaments. Obviously, you didn't see it out on tour. Again, the tour season that was going on for the Snapshot Pearl and the Power Hitter, you hardly ever saw it. Like maybe in a situational spot. You almost never saw it over a lot of other different balls that B7 offered. Snapshot Hybrid, I almost forgot that ball existed, I'm not going to lie. Now, granted, I'm not a Radical guy to begin with. I don't match with Radical, but that's neither here nor there. So, ball you can replace the Power Hitter with would be the DV8 Heckler Hybrid-ish. There's not really a spot that you need to replace the Power Hitter with, unless you are the one in like 150 people that actually match up really well with that ball, and like that is like your bread and butter. But the DV8 Heckler Hybrid, you can also maybe look at like an Energize, something like that to match up with to replace the Power Hitter. As far as the Snapshot Pearl, you'd be looking at the Crown Victory Hybrid or the Hammerhead Pearl. Again, shinier, lower aspects, something that could kind of fit in that down and in spot. And then for the Snapshot Hybrid, the Radical No Doubt Solid or the Black Widow Tour V1 are going to be your closest replacements to the Snapshot Hybrid. Let's do DV8. I keep forgetting to do this. Radical's got 9 balls left. DV8 has 5 balls left now with a discontinuation of the Dark Side, released March 20th, 2025. A lot of people like this ball. You sell this ball actually a lot. I see it a lot at my local alleys. I see it a lot out on tour, you know, when I'm watching, whether it be qualifying or even actually on the TV shows. Very surprised that it's already discontinued now. I mean, they just did release a new version of the ball, so I mean, I guess that could be why. They're trying to put all their eggs into the new ball rather than keep the old one. Direct replacement for that, again, would be the Crown Victory Hybrid or the Crown Victory Pearl. Again, because again, Brunswick is getting rid of a lot of their shiny symmetrical pieces. So, and then we have Track. They have 6 balls left, and this one hurts. I'll do the one that doesn't hurt first. The Track Theorem Pearl. Kind of locked up a lot. You know, if you could spin it or crank it a lot, you know, the ball was great. I don't mind it on certain shots and certain situations. That one was released November 21st of 2024, so about a year and a quarter, just under. Not surprised that it lasted as long as it did. I know the Theorem Solid has been doing pretty well production-wise and just performance-wise, so I think they're going to try and keep going with the Theorem Solid. Replacement for that would be the Hammerhead Pearl or the Ebonite GB5 Pearl. I think that will be some of the closer representations. Obviously, the Track Theorem Pearl is a bigger ASIM pearl. Ebonite GB5 Pearl, obviously not necessarily in that same realm, but pretty close. Now, the one that hurts, the 2024 ball of the year, the Track Theorem Hybrid. I actually just ordered another one of this ball. That way I have one to stash away. Released December 7th of 2023. Like I said, 2024 ball of the year. And that one hurts. I have won a few tournaments with that ball. Or at least placed top 3 in some tournaments because of that ball. That for the longest time was my little blue blankie, if you're familiar with Peanuts and Linus. Just a ball that would bail me out of a lot of different situations. You know, the Nebula and the Pride Liberty have kind of become that ball a little bit more. That's just because I still need to get a couple things fixed on the theorem. But I will. Actually, that's going to be the next round that I get done. But balls to replace that would be the Ebonite Entity. And then there's not another ball really in B7 to really replace the theorem. So you kind of have to go across brands and go to Rotogrip for the RST Hyperdrive Pearl. That's going to be the closest representation across the bowling community to fit the replacement of the Track Theorem. A lot of these balls you can still get on bowlersmartbowl.com, you know, things like that. However, as of the recording of this video, the Track Theorem is officially sold out on BowlersMart. It is still available on bowl.com. I actually just picked one up from bowl.com last night because I waited too long to get it from BowlersMart, but it's fine. I actually ended up saving about 10 more bucks. I got it for about $140 after shipping. So anyway, be sure to get these balls if you love them while you still can. The Theorem, probably by the end of the weekend, is going to be gone, and you won't be able to get it again without paying $300 on some aftermarket or marketplace. That being said, be sure to watch out for more release videos, more discontinued videos. I think that is something we're going to start doing, whether it's just me doing them or we kind of start doing them across the board. We'll figure that out. Anyway, guys, for 607 Ball Busters, I'm Zach. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell as number one help out our channel. Talk to you guys later. Peace.